Imagine with me Jesus. It's the night before he is crucified. He knows this. He knows it's going to happen. He ends up finishing his Last Supper with his disciples, and they go for a walk. They go into the Garden of Gethsemane. He leaves his disciples to pray so that he can go and pray by himself in his distressed state. Remember, he knows what's going to happen. He prays that this cup, that this way would be taken from him. But then he ends by praying, "But your will be done." It's interesting because for the longest time, people thought that this was a mistake. They did not believe that your sweat could not turn to blood. It is only in recent times that they actually confirmed that this is an actual medical condition that is actually documented. It's called hematidrosis. The artist Leonardo da Vinci, even hundreds of years, wrote about a soldier who had bloody sweat after a battle. It happens when tiny blood vessels in the skin break open. It's caused when a person is experiencing extreme distress or fear, usually from facing something like torture or death. Why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because not even Jesus himself was above prayer, and Jesus was God in human flesh. I think it's very important for us to remember in this time that as a fully devoted follower of Jesus Christ, we are instructed to not live in fear. Jesus, I just did a sermon in Revelation, and Revelation chapter 1 has this beautiful image of Jesus holding these keys, and he said, "Fear not," and that's a commandment. "Fear not, for I have the keys to death and Hades." What a cool picture. But we need to pray. If there's anything we can learn from Jesus, it is the value of prayer, the value of connecting with God through prayer. Through prayer, we have a direct line to the creator of the universe. Think about that for a second. I love it how Jesus, he's not all proper when he prays. Jesus is honest. He's messy in his prayer. He's asking that this cup be taken from him, but your will be done. It's important to realize that things happen when you pray. I messed up my back a few weeks ago and I was going to go to the chiropractor. I could barely move. I looked like I was 87 years old. I couldn't even stand up right. And the next day I woke up and I was completely better. I felt like an idiot going to the chiropractor. I don't know why I'm here. Something hurt my back, but now I'm better. My son Zephyr came up to me the next day and asked me, he says, "Daddy, how is your back?" And I said, "It's actually completely better." He's like, "Yes." And I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "Because after you tucked me in, I prayed that God would heal your back that night." And he did. And I'm like, "That's incredible." And Zephyr's like, "Yeah, I prayed it." It's like he's got such a crazy, amazing faith, and it's embarrassing to think that he would have more faith than I would in that situation, and I'm a pastor, right? But it's so easy to forget that when you pray, stuff happens. Now, I want to take this Bible study. I just simply want to take some time to encourage you to pray. I want you to pray. And if I could ask you, could you please spend time and pray for me? I'm doing fine. There's nothing to worry about. But I recognize with the climate, with how everyone is doing and the craziness that goes on out there, I'm going to have to make a lot of decisions. The leadership of our church is going to have to make a lot of decisions. And they're hard decisions to make. There are a lot of things to consider in the decisions we make in order to run our ministries safe and meaningful. And that's not an easy task. So I'm going to ask you if you can pray for me and the leadership team of this church. Do not give up on growing your faith. I know many people out there have stopped watching these Bible study videos, and it breaks my heart, not because I want you to see me, but because I'm afraid that it is an indication that many teens have just kind of put their faith on hold, which I hope I'm wrong on, but of course that's what keeps me up at night. I want you to know that I am praying for you. Know that Pastor Peter is praying for you. I want to see you thrive in your faith. I've been doing youth ministry a long time, since like the early 2000s, okay? I have seen many teens drift from their faith 1 inch at a time until they wake up one day feeling so distant from God, they question everything. However, I have also seen teenagers thrive. I've seen them come out of the other end being spiritual champions. And that is my prayer for you in this time. That would be your goal. To be so close to Jesus, as my friend would say, that you could smell the toothpaste on his breath. The moon is essential for life on Earth. Its gravitational pull actually pulls the water up and down, creating the tides, and the tides actually keep our water from going stagnant, making it usable for us here on Earth. And water is pretty important to us. Without it, we would die. They say that the moon moves away from the Earth in its drifting orbit at about 1.4 inches each year. You know, right now it doesn't make a difference, but given enough time, life wouldn't happen on Earth, because of how important the moon is to our existence. The choice of your faith is completely yours and yours to make. You can't just hitch on to your parents' faith or someone you respect and think that your faith is going to grow. That is completely up to you. And I'm so encouraged to see so many of you step up to the plate and like get involved, and I can see the growth in your spiritual walk, and that's awesome. But it's up to you whether or not you just take the back seat in your faith and allow yourself to drift inch by inch, kind of like the moon, until one day you'll feel distant from God and wonder where he is in your life. So fill your life with Jesus, because when this pandemic is done, I would love to see you standing there. I would love to see you standing there fearless as the dust settles from all of this chaos, seeing you confident and strong in your faith in Jesus, because you've connected your identity to Jesus Christ, who is an immovable object in his immortal love. That is my prayer for you. God bless you guys. I can't wait to see you soon.